This is everything about the most profitable sportsbook bonus. It's called the risk-free bet. It holds this spot on the sportsbook bonus trinity, maxing out profits, but the speed's not so bad either. It's perfect for somebody with a fat bankroll and some experience, so you don't get nervous earning huge sums of cash. Don't tell grandma, okay? What's up? I'm Chop Arp, and I'm here to help my friends get ahead. Now, if you already know what a risk-free bet is, skip to the advanced technique section by looking at the timestamp on screen now. A risk-free bet goes by many names. Okay, I've heard of bet insurance, I've heard of a bet reset, but it's a little misleading, okay? And this is not a risk-free bet. If you lose your bet, they don't give you your cash back. They give you a free bet back, okay? And I just made a video, I'll link it in the description, all about free bets where we break down exactly how to turn those into the maximum amount of cash. But I also talk about how this is not worth the exact same amount as cash. So if you're interested, check that out. This is why we don't gamble and we use match bets from SmartStake. If you don't know what a matched bet is, it's incredibly crucial. It's how we unlock these bonuses without gambling, without risking any money. Again, I'll link that video in the description where I go step by step. The last thing I'll say about risk-free bets is the reason I love these. It's for their massive, massive size. Let me put a couple up on the screen now. To unlock the amount, place the full insured amount on a match bet provided to you by smartstake.app. You can follow any of their guides or even use their promo converter manually. Click promo converter, manual, risk-free bet. Now again, guys, we're never gambling. We're using matched bets because I'm here to make money. I'm not here to have fun, okay? Now let me tell you how this goes. If your first bet wins, then you're done. You just take the money out, all good. But if it loses, you're gonna get refunded with that free bet as I previously discussed. And for that, you just find another matched bet using smartstake.app, place that, and then you take the money out, all right? You're gonna be all done after that. My final note is to please read the terms and conditions. Always read the terms and conditions, please. There might be something like minimum odds where the sportsbooks don't want you to take a bet that's too likely of a sure thing to hit. Okay, they might want you to up that risk a little bit, but just read the terms and conditions to protect yourself. It's a very good habit to get into for any of these promotions. Okay, on to the advanced techniques, my favorite part. Now, these risk-free bet promotions are so big compared to everything else. Okay, so when you actually execute these, I want you to be hitting them with the highest percentage conversions possible. So how do you do that? Well, you get as many sports books open as you possibly can. Now, I'm not saying open sports books and skip their promotions. I'm saying just work through other promotions first so that by the time you come to these massive risk-free bet promotions, you've got as many sports books as possible. This leads to a lot more line comparisons between the different books to give you a maximum conversion value. My second tip I used in my risk-free bets video as well, but please be a hot girl. I know most of y'all ain't hot girls, but hot girls aren't just jumping at the first opportunity. With a risk-free bet, you're gonna place either one bet or two bets, okay? So you don't need to jump on things right away. You can take a second, go look at the NBA schedule, go look at the MLB schedule, go look at the NFL schedule, okay? There's a lot of games coming up, perfect, okay? That's when I'm gonna hit the trigger and start my bonus. This works really well with my previous tip, which is get as many of those books open as possible. And finally, there's nothing quite like opening SmartStake's manual and then hit a risk-free bet for your book in question, just to see before you even start the promotion, what are my percentages looking like right now? Okay, that way, before you even start the timer, you know what bet you're gonna place, and you know you're gonna get that maximum conversion, maximum cash. Next, we got how are we gonna actually hedge these bets, some tips for that, okay? Now, your hedges are gonna be quite large, all right? Just because the face value of these promotions is huge, so obviously what you hedge it against is gonna be huge too, all right? And then what's more, if you get a free bet, as I mentioned in that video, the way the math works out is that the hedges are often much larger than the actual free bets in the first place. So if you've got a $1,000 free bet, you're gonna be putting more than $1,000 down on your hedge, okay? So make sure you got yourself a fat bankroll to execute this. And let me give you some quick tips, okay? There's two options when you're placing a bet to ensure that you're gonna be able to get your your free bet down and your hedge bet down, okay? The first one is check that your hedge bet they tell you what the max value is that you can actually put down before you do anything, okay? That way you can place your risk-free, so you can place your free bet, and then you can place your hedge bet or risk-free bet, sure. Risk-free bet, and then your hedge bet, it works for that one too. Free bet and risk-free bet, it works for this. If you know that you can place a maximum value on that hedge, you can safely put down your promotion bet first, knowing that you'll be able to hedge it. The other option is cash out, okay? The other option is cash out. So in this case, you take a look at your hedge book and you make sure that whatever line you're looking at, whatever one you got your eye on, you can cash that value out, okay? If you're not 100% sure that you can cash that value out, try placing $1 down and then cash it out just to give it a little trial run. Give it a little trial run here, okay? This way, you can place your hedge bet first, which you can cash out if the other side doesn't take. So you place your hedge bet and then you place your risk-free bet or your free bet. And if something happens to say that's too big a value to put on some random players' shots on goal, then you can just cash this out and no problem, okay? This leads nicely into my last point here, which is use alternate lines. Look at every single line you can, okay? As long as you're protecting yourself properly and hedging properly, like I just mentioned in the last paragraph, you can take a look at very obscure things like player props, alternate lines, because you're doing this in a way where you are using protection by either having that cash out option or knowing what your max value is on the hedge book before you even get started, okay? And using alternate lines, using player props, you're gonna just get you're gonna get a bigger pool of bets to pull from, and you're gonna get yourself a better conversion percentage, which is huge when you're putting down big sums of money. Let's get that higher conversion, please. Welcome to the most profitable sports book bonus. The rich just get richer. If you think I missed any advanced techniques, toss them down in the comments section below. And if you got any questions, hit me on the cell phone. All right, Top Arb out.